Just want to do a quick gear video to talk about this Blurst pedal while I'm considering whether to send it back or not. Going through my usual lineup: guitar into tuner, that goes into the in of the fatmetal. We've got the sidetrack loop here, which goes wah, hotone, wah, I'll talk about in a second, governor distortion, echo head delay, back into the return of the sidetrack. So this flicks between this pedal and all of those. So and then out. So I got this one specifically because it has an expression out, and because I forgot that expression outs need stereo jacks, I've just got this set up with an embiggener and a little mini jack lead, just to use that to control the expression pedal in on the Blurst. One tricky bit about using the expression out on this is the fact that if you're doing that in the same loop, this doesn't turn off the fact that it's still a volume or a wah pedal. So just turn up the sound a bit. So if I want to control the expression on this, I have to have it on a separate circuit so it doesn't just also have the wah or volume control on it. Enter the fatmetal. Love the fatmetal, but I have been considering if it's too much. Sidetrack's really useful. It does have this effects loop that I've never used for the on status. And this is a really good example of a time when it's good to use it, because this is on its own loop. I can put the wah pedal on the sidetrack loop and have the expression triggering the Blurst, giving that the info without still using it as a, so it's a way to flick it as an expression pedal and a wah or a vol. So I'm using all three features of it. I got this second hand. It was pretty cheap. I would have got the improved version, the Wong press. One thing that people have said about this is the wah, it's too sensitive at the bottom end, and it is actually. If you're trying to do a volume swell, it increases very quickly at the low end and less at the top end, so they balanced that on the newer version, but that's like £100 more expensive, so I wasn't going to buy it. This was on B stock, so that was marked down a lot. And I've wanted, something that's just going to cut through this with, an effect that I can use on this. So trouble is, so the Blurst, it's got tap, it's got rate, and it's also got expression in. I don't really use the modulation very much. I don't find it that useful or interesting. I'm more into having things that I can actually control. So I'm not really using the tap. I'm not really using the automatic modulation. But if we flick it on and put it through the fatmetal, so it's using this as a firstly the fatmetal tone on its own. Nice with this. And that's with the blend. So let me just put the blend all the way up. It's a very extreme filter. It's a low pass filter. It's meant to be like a modular, and I think it's almost too effective. It's not got a kind of crazy screaming resonance. It just gets rid of all the sound. Even put the resonance at complete maximum. Let's just shut the door. It's just kind of too effective. It's quite nice down there. Actually, it kind of just decimates the sound a bit too much. You just lose too much of the signal, and if you start blending it, then you just get like not really enough of either. all you can really hear is the effect and the signal. You can't really hear the effect modulating the signal. To me, it's my eyes. So I was wondering if what I needed more was a fuzz, something that's really going to generate a more synthy square wave tone. So I got this carcosa. So I am just going to swap these pedals around a bit. One thing about the carcosa, of course, it doesn't have an effects loop. So I've had me old this sitting around for ages not being used, so a really good time to see what we can do differently here. So if I just unplug all of this, move that character out of the way, put this after this, so I've got going to have a really thick tone. Pop the blurst into input 1. Have the guitar coming out with the out. Oh, hang on, out A. And I need the delay going into here. And now we need, right, hang on a sec. This is the input for that. This can go in. This white cable can go into the carcosa. This blue pedal, this blue cable coming into the hotone can come up the other output. This is why having two outputs is really useful at the start of your signal chain. So now we've got two completely separate chains. We have got, also this has got tuner out, so this has got a splitter in there as well, which would be a different way. In fact, let me do that, because if I put that out of there, it's just going to give totally clean tone. So I should have two completely separate chains now. This being a completely clean guitar, that's not powered up. Let's plug that in. Unplug that first. Plug this in. Plug that back in. That is also not powered up. Where's my last power thing? Comes in on the side. Unplug that first. Power that up. Plug that. So we should get clean. The governor. Actually quite quiet, aren't we? There with the carcosa. So this is I've only just got this, so I've only just been playing around with it. I might actually just need to turn that down. So let's try this now with the carcosa fuzz. I've really just got this turned up quite maximally. Okay, clean, well, just the carcosa sound with the filter. God, that is pretty horrible. Maybe more useful. So I'm going to have a play around. I still don't know about keeping either of those. Again, this is secondhand B stock. Trying to keep things as, as recycled as possible and not spending too much money on anything. He says, with 3 new pedals in the last couple of months. But yeah, I don't know. I could send these back or sell them. I will continue to play around. Yeah. just with the blurst on its own. You know, it's okay. As the rate feature is interesting because you almost get a little bit of that. I do like a bit of this. With the it's just kind of too much. At least that gives something of what I was after, of having the really thick tone, really thick not even overdriven, really thick saturated tone, so that you've then got something to filter. Because filtering a clean guitar or an overdriven or distorted guitar just doesn't have the frequency band to use a low pass filter on, I think. I will fiddle. I think I might be sending this back. It's just not it's not the sound that I'm after. But I'll play around with it and keep experimenting.